wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with Mahima's Good Morning Bay. Please do these things.
गुड मॉर्निंग बे आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते नमस्कारा वनक्कम खुश आमदीद अस्सलाम वालेकुम सत श्री अकाल मी कंदरिकी वंदनमु जय स्वामी नारायण जय श्री कृष्णा जय जनेन्द्र कोर्स हमारे सारे इस्माइली भाई बंधु बोलेंगे याली मदद एंड मोलाली मदद बंधुजन हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा मैं से फालतू बाबा फालतू हमारे साथ शामिल हो जाएगी थोड़ी देर बंधुजन पर उससे पहले आपको बोलते कि इट्स अ वंडरफुल डे आउटसाइड ओ माय गॉड क्या ठंडी थी भाई गुडनेस Milpitas Sarajir method was like around 35 degrees centigrade. And yes, we could see ice forming on all the cars. Oh my goodness. Faltani, welcome. How are you doing?
Awesome, Alta Baba.
तेरे
How
को
are you
ठंड नहीं
doing?
लग रहा क्या?
हाँ?
ठंड नहीं लग रहा है ठंड नहीं लग रहा है तेरे को?
ठंड क्यों नहीं लग
Oh
रहा
my god, suddenly it's become cold, right? Suddenly it's become so cold.
Yeah.
It's like, 45 degrees right now, Faltani. Can you imagine?
Things are coming back to normal, Alta Baba. It's supposed to be cold in the winter. And I think you know what
I know
happened.
what you're eating at, Jahan. If you're wondering what is she eating at, ये तो बहुत ऐसे सटार मारती रहती है. It actually is the fact that we have a new president elected into the office.
Yeah.
Anybody, okay, I don't want to say that way. I don't want to say it that way. I think Trump, thank you so much for your service to the country. Now let the country serve you.
Huh?
Notice of leaving the place. You're being served. And Rana Baja, let me tell you, Trump hasn't actually accepted not accepted defeat as yet. He's not conceded as yet. He actually is being very spiteful on Twitter. यहाँ तक कि Twitter actually had to put those tags on the things that had to be verified data and everything. Because he actually is claiming that the whole election was a fraud. Yeah, but Jan, उसका और जानकारी देंगे आपको अरे बहुत सारे जानकारी मिलेगा आपको बट जब उससे पहले what I want to do is quickly go take a look at what's happening in the roads for you guys. And that is Araste ka hal, ekdam total saste mein.
It's time for the bonding traffic update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Again, 408-912-2479. But Jan, oh my god, the freeways actually look like this COVID situation itself. Not much of traffic anywhere except for a disabled bus of 101 northbound exiting at the, I think this is the Oyster Point Boulevard in South San Francisco. Not a big impact on the roads because as is that's a very commercial area, so probably many of them actually already working from homes, I suppose, in those places. And let's see what else we have. We actually have, I think it's high wind advisory on 80 eastbound and westbound between the Bay Bridge. That's what I see. I don't see any traffic update going south. Let's see what happens. Okay, an accident been reported on Oakland Road in San Jose, which is blocking traffic over there. I see for a change a little bit of a bottleneck in that region, exactly in that region. But CHP is on the scene, going to clear it up for you guys. Banjan, this actually is on 101 actually, 101 ke paas mein. Watch out for that. Drive very carefully, Banjan. And I told you, weather is changing right now. It's pretty cold. Ice formation, pretty much everybody's lawns you'd have seen icicles on the grass. Why? How? Climate, supposed to be winter time anyways. And yes, we had some rains yesterday. We had thunderstorms in San Jose and Milpitas area for sure. Probably we'll have some rains somewhere Thursday, I suppose. Midweek we might have some rains. Otherwise, tomorrow is going to be a sunny day anyways. Even today is going to be a sunny day actually. It's going to be a nice sunny day. Highs are 51. So probably if you actually are planning to go out somewhere, layer up for sure. It's going to be in the lower 60s. And this is going to be like 61, I suppose. Highs go 61. So right now it feels like it's 45 degrees. So crack out the cold cream of yours and everything. Otherwise you start having cracks in your fingers. You got to be careful about that, Burjan. And that was your update of what's happening on the roads and the weather as well. So a quick look at Fadwani. How about we go see what's happening with the news headlines?
Well, just as I was walking in here, I got a news headline, Alta Baba, that you remember Ben Carson of the Republican Ben Carson, who's a solid ally of Trump. Well, he has just tested positive for COVID-19. But let's head on.
Oh, the guy, Dr. Ben Carson, right?
Yes.
He's a hot dog guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and let's go on over, and he's one of the people who has also not really been dissuading Trump from spreading the message of non-masking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go on over the good news that's coming out. Some of the headlines today. It's a great day for humanity, Pfizer says, as the COVID-19 vaccine is now over 90% effective. And we'll tell you a little bit about the people who are behind the Pfizer's vaccine. Trump administration refuses to hand over keys to Biden transition team. Biden convenes a U.S. pandemic task force and hails vaccine progress. How and when will Trump leave office? We'll talk a little bit about that very shortly. President-elect Biden's hopes for Democratic agenda hang on the Georgia runoffs of the Senate that's going to be happening in January. Conservative U.S. Supreme Court now prepares to hear the Obamacare challenge. How Stacey Abrams paved the way for a Democratic victory in New Georgia is something else that we'll be talking about. Angela Merkel, after the Biden victory, says the EU and the US must work side by side. China holds off on sending congratulations to Biden. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi sent congratulations to both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also to Kamala Harris, Vice President-elect, and of course, the Virgin Hyperloop hosts first human ride on new transport system. Zoom is going to be enhancing security as part of a proposed U.S. settlement with the FTC. Self-driving delivery firm Nuro raises $500 million as COVID-19 boosts e-commerce. And in news from India, Bombay High Court rejects Arnab Goswami's interim bail plea, and Punjab is the next state to withdraw general consent accorded to the CBI to probe cases. And finally, the Narcotics Control Bureau has summoned Arjun Rampal and his girlfriend Gabriela Dimitriadis for questioning on November 11th.
Well, we're going to come back with all the information, but Abhi ke liye we're going on Gana Kira for you guys, and we'll come back with the news headlines for you. Not headlines, actually, the news in detail. So, लीजिएगा आपके लिए पेश है Bananjan. This is the song which I have lined up for you from the movie. Hold on a second. Why is this? We're having some issue with the thing, Bananjan. So let's quickly.
While we get the, the what do you call the Ganika Kira lined up for you, Bananjan, let us also share with you. I know many of you are listening to us. Like what? Well, hopefully you were in the know over the weekend as well. Vice President Joe Biden is now the President-elect of the United States of America decisively. Of course, President Trump hasn't conceded yet, but it's not legally required for him to concede. The people have spoken. More on all of that coming up shortly.
समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में जी ले जुम्बा 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 यारा समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में जी ले जुम्बा जुम्बा सर से गिरा दे फिकर का बोझा कमर हिला के हैप्पी हैप्पी हो जा कहना तू मान ले मेरा यारा समझ ले इशारा तेरी समस्या का नो समाधान तू दुखी है तू है दुखी आत्मा श्रीमान सर पर टेंशन का टाइम बाउंस रहना है तेरा काम तेरी लाइफ एक वेबसाइट का फॉर्म नाम है जिसका चिंता.com बुढ़िया रहने दे चूरन वाली बुढ़िया अपना ले नुस्खा मेरा बुढ़िया समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में जी ले जुम्बा जुम्बा सर से गिरा दे फिकर का बोझा कमर हिला के हैप्पी हैप्पी हो जा कहना तू मान ले मेरा यारा समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में जी ले जुम्बा जुम्बा
Santa Casa, na jane Trumpa. Well, Braja, I'll tell you what. Whatever is a good time for America, I suppose. Next year's got to be a good year for everybody. Let's see. We have to go into one more song, but we'll come back.
सतरंगीला मौके गुब्बारे होली हवाओं में उड़ा रहे यारा समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में चीले जुम्बा जुम्बा यारा समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में चीले जुम्बा जुम्बा यारा समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में चीले जुम्बा जुम्बा यारा समझ ले इशारा क्या बोले तुम्बा मस्ती में चीले जुम्बा जुम्बा.
Yeah, Badinja, Masiles, Giles, Zumba, Zumba. That's a song for you guys. Brumba from the movie 102 Not Out. It's a nice movie, Badinja, where we had Amitabh Bachchan and Rishika Prasad, the late Rishika Prasad, in a very nice movie. If you've not seen it, go watch it for sure. Rishika Prasad did a wonderful job. And yes, I just can't believe this year we lost so many of our Bollywood stars. Some for COVID, some actually for other things also, including our SP sir also. This year was the day he he passed on. But anyway, let's come back to the
Oh, SPB, sir. Okay.
SPB, SP Balasubramaniam.
Yeah.
Are you in the right mood today?
Yes, I am.
All right, Brajan, so let's go see what's in the news. Faltwani, can you share the news with us?
Right, exactly, Badijan. I shared with you that President-elect Joe Biden already has big plans for his first day in office. He plans to issue a series of executive orders to undo many of the policies that Donald Trump put into place. His transition team has outlined COVID-19, economic recovery, racial equity, and climate change as priorities. And Biden's first focus will likely be the pandemic, with his team just announcing the people who will make up his coronavirus advisory board. He has also previously said he would rejoin the Paris Climate Accord and World Health Organization on the first day. But despite Biden's promises of a bold agenda, Democrats worry that his administration will only be able to go as far as Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell lets him. And basically, the entire thing hangs in the balance because it's all dependent on the Georgia runoffs. Now, if the runoffs end up in Democrat victories, then yes, the Democrats will have, with Vice President Kamala Harris's vote, they will be able to get that filibuster majority. Let's go over and talk a little bit about Pfizer Inc.'s experimental COVID-19 vaccine. And it is now more than 90% effective based on initial trial results. The company said on Monday, a major victory in the fight against a pandemic that has killed over 1 million people and battered the world's economy. Experts welcomed the first successful interim data from a large-scale clinical test as a watershed moment that showed vaccines could halt the pandemic, though mass rollouts of the shot, which need regulatory approval, will not happen this year. Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech said they had so far found no serious safety concerns and expected to seek U.S. authorization this month for emergency use of the vaccine, raising the possibility of a regulatory decision as soon as December. Let's tell you the people behind this unlikely success was a husband-wife couple, in fact, who have devoted their lives to harnessing the immune system against cancer. Pfizer said on Monday, said its experimental vaccine, which was more than 90% effective, was actually brought together by these two people. From humble roots, the son of a Turkish immigrant working at a Ford factory in Cologne, BioNTech chief executive Ugur Sahin, who is 55 years old, now figures among the 100 richest Germans, together with his wife and fellow board member Özlem Turici, who is 53 years old, according to the weekly Wealth am Sonntag. And they are the people who are behind this particular vaccine. If you want to catch up more on this story, Banjan, you can go to mediamahima.com. Well, we all know that the Associated Press and a host of all other news agencies declared Vice President Joe Biden as the president-elect, the 46th president-elect of the United States of America. And of course, the transition teams need to start working together. But the Trump administration is literally refusing to hand over the keys to the federal government to President-elect Joe Biden's team. President Donald Trump is digging in with assertions of a stolen election amid a rift in the Republican Party, even as the Biden team is knocking on the doors of the White House. Signs of what could be an ugly stalemate emerged on Monday after the head of the General Services Administration, a low-profile agency in charge of federal buildings, refused to sign a letter that would assign a budget, about $10 million, and office space in every federal building to Biden transition team to prepare for governance. Transition officials also get government email addresses and access to outgoing officials to discuss priorities, deadlines, etc. This is a standard practice, and the routine communications amounts to a formal recognition by the federal government of the winner of the presidential race. But GSA Administrator Emily Murphy, a Trump appointee, apparently does not want to set the ball rolling without a green light from the White House. And Trump is in no mood to relent, even as Biden's transition team began rolling out plans to meet the immediate challenge, the pandemic, by announcing a coronavirus task force to be co-chaired by Indian American Vivek Murthy, a former Surgeon General in the Obama administration. The president kept up a relentless barrage of tweets throughout the weekends, questioning the verdict and accusing lamestream media of prematurely calling the election for the Biden-Harris team. Biden also has, like I mentioned before, has convened the coronavirus task force, which is going to be headed by U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, former FDA Commissioner David Kessler, and Yale University healthcare equity expert Marcella Nunez-Smith. 2 days after clinching victory over the Republican president, the Democratic former vice president is set to give remarks in Wilmington, Delaware, about his plans to address the pandemic that has killed more than, as of today, Banajan, 237,000 Americans, and to rebuild the economy. Now, how is this transfer of power going to happen? The United States has a long history of peaceful transfers of power that is likely to continue despite Donald Trump's attacks on the legitimacy of the election result, national security officials have said. Does he face a deadline to leave office? Well, electors, party loyalists who typically pledge support to the candidate who gets the most votes in their state, will convene on December 14th to formally cast their votes. The newly seated Congress accepts the results from the Electoral College on Jan 6th. If Biden wins the Electoral College vote, as expected, he will be sworn in at noon on January 20th, a date set in the Constitution. Can Biden transition into power over Trump's objections? Yes. Trump only has so much power to slow Biden's transition. A law called the Presidential Transition Act of 1963 makes career civil servants vital to the transfer of power. They face deadlines for providing data and access to incoming officials. Under the law, the transition process will shift into high gear once a federal agency called the USGSA, which is what I talked about, who are not giving the keys right now to the White House, which manages federal buildings, names an apparent winner of the election. At that point, the incoming president's team can obtain briefing books, tap into funds, and send representatives to visit government agencies. As of now, she's still, that Emily Murphy, who is the person who is a Trump appointee, has still not recognized Biden as the president-elect.
What? Seriously?
Yeah. And let's go on over and talk about what's going to happen in the U.S. Supreme Court today. Well, Bandhujan, the U.S. Supreme Court is going to be hearing arguments in a bid by Republican-governed states. Sorry, my bad. Backed by President Donald Trump's administration to strike down the Obamacare healthcare law, even as Joe Biden prepares to replace Trump in January. Key priorities set by the Democratic president-elect includes expanding healthcare access and buttressing Obamacare, the 2010 law formerly called the Affordable Care Act that the Republicans have fought for years to invalidate. You can find out more about this on MediaMahima.com, Bandhujan. And we'll also try to share news items on Media Mahima about how Stacey Abrams paved the way for a Democratic victory in New Georgia. You can find out more about all that and also about Arnab Goswami's state of affairs where his bail plea was rejected, and how Apple, launching their new Macs, have launched a new set of chip wars. It's a new phase in chip wars that's going to happen. You can get more information about all that on MediaMahima.com. That's all we have time for. We'll see you tonight, live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, have yourselves a fantastic, magnificent Monday, Bandhujan.
तेरी लाइफ एक वेबसाइट का फॉर्म नाम है जिसका चिंता का